In the heart of West Africa lies a land whose name means the land of upright people. For decades, this nation has been tested by poverty, political instability, and waves of insecurity. But today, the winds of change are blowing across its golden plains, its dusty roads, and its proud villages. A new dawn is rising, and at the center of this new dawn stands a young, determined soldier, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. This is the story of a nation rediscovering itself, reclaiming its dignity, and redefining its future. This is the story of the new Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso was once known as Upper Volta. For centuries, it was a land of kingdoms, warriors, and proud traditions. But like much of Africa, it fell under the weight of colonial domination. Its resources were extracted, its people exploited, and its destiny interrupted. Independence came in 1960, but true sovereignty remained a distant dream. Successive governments struggled to unite the people and secure the land. In the 1980s, one man gave hope, Thomas Sankara, the African Che Guevara. He spoke of self-reliance, dignity, and a new African identity. He renamed the country Burkina Faso, meaning land of upright people. But his dream was cut short by betrayal, and his life was taken in 1987. For years after, the country sank into cycles of instability, corruption, and neglect. The people were left asking, where is our true independence? Who will defend our land? Fast forward to 2022. Burkina Faso was facing its darkest moment in decades. Terrorist groups controlled vast territories, schools were shut down, farmers abandoned their fields, and millions were displaced. The people were living in fear. Amid this storm, a young soldier emerged. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, born in 1988, a man of humble beginnings but fiery courage. At only 34 years old, he led a bold move to overthrow a weak leadership that had failed to protect the nation. On September 30th, 2022, Ibrahim Traoré became the world's youngest head of state. Many doubted him. Many feared he was too young, too inexperienced. But in the eyes of the Burkina Faso people, he was a son of the soil, fearless, determined, and ready to sacrifice everything for the dignity of his people. Captain Traoré's message was clear. Burkina Faso must be sovereign. Its resources must serve its people, not foreign powers. Its land must be protected by its own sons and daughters. Its youth must rise and take ownership of their destiny. He spoke with fire in his words, yet calm in his tone. We are tired of being slaves in our own land. Burkina Faso will no longer bow to anyone. We will decide our future. This vision inspired millions across Africa. Suddenly, young Africans saw in him a reflection of Sankara, a new chapter of the same dream. The first battle was security. Villages had been overrun by armed groups, and the government's army alone was not enough. So Traoré launched the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland, VDP, a people's army where ordinary citizens received training and arms to defend their communities. Men, women, and youth volunteered. Farmers left their fields, teachers left their classrooms, traders left their shops, all to protect their homeland. It was not just a war of soldiers. It was the war of an entire people standing up. Slowly but surely, villages once abandoned began to breathe again. Roads reopened. Farmers returned to their lands. Schools began teaching once more. The people's faith in their own strength was reborn. For decades, Burkina Faso, like many African nations, depended heavily on foreign aid, foreign currency, and foreign control over resources. But Traoré's leadership took a bold stance. He rejected the dominance of the French military presence. He strengthened ties with neighboring countries like Mali and Niger, forming a new alliance of Sahel states. He called for unity across Africa, declaring that if Africa does not unite, it will perish under exploitation. Most importantly, he demanded that Burkina Faso's gold, cotton, and resources be used to benefit its people. No longer would contracts be signed in secrecy to enrich outsiders while the Burkinabe remained poor. This was more than politics. It was a revolution of the mind, the idea that Africans can control their own wealth. Perhaps the most powerful force in Burkina Faso today is its youth. Over 70% of the population is under the age of 30. For too long, they were seen as a burden, unemployed, restless, and vulnerable to manipulation. But Captain Traoré turned them into the backbone of his vision. He told them, "Africa is not poor. We are rich. What we lack is courage and unity. You, the youth, are the future. Take your place in history." From this call, youth organizations, farmers' cooperatives, cultural movements, and technology startups began to emerge. Young people no longer waited for opportunities to come from abroad. They began to build them at home. Burkina Faso is known for its rich traditions, music, art, and cinema. Under Traoré's leadership, there is a revival of pride in Burkinabe culture. The message is clear. Before we can stand strong as a nation, we must love who we are. Festivals are being celebrated with new energy. Traditional values are being passed proudly to the next generation. Schools are teaching not only foreign history, but also the legacy of African heroes. The spirit of Thomas Sankara is alive once more, not as a memory, but as a living force inspiring today's youth. But the road is not easy. Burkina Faso still faces enormous challenges. Terrorist attacks remain a threat. The economy is fragile. International pressure weighs heavily. And the young captain must navigate the complex world of politics, where enemies are not always on the battlefield, but often in offices, embassies, and boardrooms. Yet despite all this, hope remains stronger than fear. For the first time in decades, the people believe in their own future. Beyond its borders, Burkina Faso has become a symbol. Across Africa, young people chant the name of Ibrahim Traoré. They see him not only as a leader of one nation, but as the voice of a generation that refuses to remain silent, refuses to be exploited, and refuses to give up its dignity. In Mali, Niger, Guinea, and beyond, the call for unity grows louder. The message is spreading. Africa will be free, but only if we stand together. Burkina Faso, once seen as small and fragile, is now a giant in spirit, showing the world what courage looks like. As the sun sets over Ouagadougou, the capital city, its golden rays light up the red earth of Burkina Faso. Children laugh in the streets, farmers return to their homes, and young volunteers stand guard at village posts. The struggle is far from over, but something has changed forever. Burkina Faso is no longer a victim of history. It is now the author of its future. And at the heart of this transformation stands Captain Ibrahim Traoré, not as a king, not as a dictator, but as a servant of his people, a symbol of their courage, and a reminder that even in the darkest times, the flame of hope can never be extinguished. This is the new Burkina Faso. This is the land of upright people, and its story is just beginning. So today's video ends here. Subscribe for the next video and write the name of your county in the comment.